I'm just going to check a few things before I get into my topics. So bear with me. Just want to make sure that the sound and everything is working as it should. All right, all right. Give me 1 second. And just bear with me, guys. Gonna make sure that everything is working. Hello to my viewers. I just want to check the sound real fast, guys. Just real quick. Hope you guys are having a wonderful and safe Monday. All right, let's see. Here we go. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. All right, good. Sound is good. Thank you for joining Mike Agajanian. Thank you for joining. Let's put that one down. And as you could see from my thumbnail, we have a very, very interesting topic to discuss today. Um, hey guys, what's up, buddy? What's going on? Hit that like button if you haven't done so yet. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We are, I've done some detailed research, nothing too crazy. I wanted to get your guys' attention on what is taking place at our airports. If you didn't know, well, now you know. We have ICE. Yes, you heard it correctly. ICE agents have now replaced some of the airport um, um, agents who are no longer going to work because of the shutdown. They have been replaced by ICE agents. Um, TSA, that's the word I was looking for. What is this? Is this an actual assistance to TSA, or is this the new secret Donald Trump strategy to pursue with its raids, as they call it? Because I don't know, ever since that Minnesota shooting, it really quiet down. You don't hear about ICE raids taking place. You don't really see ICE agents flooding your cities. But all of a sudden, we get a breaking news that ICE agents will be replacing TSA. But is that actually what's going to happen? Or is this a new way of trying to attack the illegals? We'll find out. Stay tuned. So the information that I got, the TSA agents that are no longer capable of going to work because of no pay, the government has advised and assigned ICE agents to go and take over those jobs. But from what I heard, the information that I got from actually, I have two friends who are TSA agents themselves, um, and some of the research that I did, which unfortunately you could never trust anything that you read online. But these guys are just going to be there. The ICE agents who are going to be replacing the TSA are strictly there to do the minor, bare minimum that some of the TSA used to do. So you are going to be seeing them the first thing when you go through You're checking your bags in, and once you go up the stairs, or I don't know how your airport is, once you've checked in your bags, now you're going to your terminal and you're waiting in line. So the TSA agents that were once greeting you, checking your passports and your tickets, those are the agents that are no longer coming to work. So ICE agents will replace those TSA agents. So they're literally just going to be standing there to check your passport or ID, real ID, and your tickets. What's up, Fredbo? What's going on, bro? So nothing dramatic that's going to change from the TSA not coming to work to ICE agents taking over. Hello, everyone. Hello. If you haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and do so. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much. So, my friend that I personally know, who I spoke to, who is still a TSA staff, obviously is saying that, listen, man, after the third week of working and knowing that there is no paycheck coming home, I had to find a secondary terminal, a temporary job to do so I could take care of my family, take care of my bills. So he had to tell his superior that he's not going to be coming into work, obviously for very good reasonings. So he cannot come to work. And he said the ICE agents, that strategy was a last minute because of too many call outs. And as you could see, the lines that are gathering at a basic trip from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, which is a 45-minute flight, when it took you about 15 to 35 minutes to get everything done at a small Burbank airport, is now taking about 2.5 hours. Yes, 2.5 hours just to go from California to Nevada. And I'm not talking about an LAX major international airport. I'm talking about a small, tiny little airport in the city of Burbank. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and do so. It helps me a lot. Thank you so much, guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. But when this announcement first was released that ICE will replace TSA agents, I actually kind of had my guards up, and I thought that this was going to be a new strategy for the government to continue their illegal immigrant arrests and the chaos that was taking place. But come to find out, the airports are actually truly suffering from all the call outs that have taken place due to the government shutdown. With that said, I was also told that yes, the ICE agents are there to do whatever they possibly can to help out with our TSA agents, but ICE agents are also going to be on the lookout, and they're also going to do everything in their powers while they are there to arrest illegals. What's going on, guys? No, I don't know. What's up, buddy? I don't know who that kid is. No. But I do want you to hit that like button if you haven't done so. Do you know who Mike Agajanian is? If you didn't, now you know. It's me, my brother. Welcome to my live. You are live with Mike Agajanian. YouTube live. Hit the like button, buddy. So that's a very scary if you're an illegal immigrant. But at the same time, this is what I was thinking. If you are an illegal immigrant, I doubt, I doubt that you're going to be using an airport to travel anywhere. Obviously, you could travel if the real ID thing hasn't kicked in yet. I'm not sure when that's going to be kicking in. But if you're going to be going from, if you're going to stay within the country, yeah, you could travel with your ID card or driver's license. if again, I'm mentioning it again, I'm not sure if it has kicked in yet. But if you're an illegal immigrant, obviously you have no business going to an airport. Right or wrong? Why would you go to an airport, right? If you're an illegal immigrant, you're going to drive to wherever you're going to go. If it's locally or if it's a border country to us, I don't know if anyone's in the right mind is going to go to an airport if you have no documents to be in the country to begin with. But the question here is, what happened to the crazy ICE raids that were taking place across America ever since the most recent Minnesota situation, ever since pulling the leader of that district who was controlling the Border Patrol director who was causing all that chaos in Minnesota, ever since he got pulled out of his position and was sent back to Texas, everything completely stopped, which is pretty amazing. But now all of a sudden we get this information that the ICE agents are going to be taking over the airport, which is pretty frightening. Just want to make sure that the sound and everything is workable. Have you recently had a trip and you had to been serviced by the ICE agents? Let's see where we could add the Q&R. Yes, so that's the question now. Have you visited the airports where you've actually run into the ICE agents who are in control of the TSA agents who replace the TSA agents? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Come on, chat. Let's go. What's going on? If you're just joining me, guys, I want to say welcome to my live. This is Micah Gajanian, and today's conversation is about the ICE agents taking over airports, replacing TSA. What is that information I just got? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're saying that Iran used another 2,500. What? Iran used another 2,000 mile missile. Missile that traveled 1,000 plus miles. Holy crap, that's scary. Hmm, very good. That's not good right there. Another missile that was used by Iran traveled 2,000 plus miles. So now that's the second one. So what does that mean? That means there are more countries who are now Iran's target that Iran could reach, such as Paris and portion of Europe. Well, thank you, Israel. Now you got the rest of the world in your war. So what do you guys think about this new airport situation that we're all going to be facing? If you have any plans coming up, if you have any traveling that you're going to be doing, especially spring break, spring around the corner, that's a lot of airport visits. what are your plans and what you should do to make sure that you do not cause any extra inconvenience or delays for your airport trips. What you need to do is if you were traveling international, rule of thumb was 3 hours before your flight, you want to be there. Well, guess what? Thanks to our amazing government shutdown, we need to do 4 hours. Yes, you heard me right. 4 hours prior to your trip, prior to your flight, because of all the craziness that's happening at the airport. If you mess around and you do not take this serious, you will miss your flight. You will be affected. Like I just said earlier in my conversation, I have a close friend who works at the airport, and he's highly, highly recommending if you have a trip coming up, do not take your time and think that everything's normal. Everything is not normal. All the new ICE agents who have replaced TSA, they have zero knowledge of what they're doing. They cannot keep up with this traffic that is normally taken care of by TSA, and you will miss your flight if you do not take action. And what he has advised me to tell all my family and friends. So please hit that like button. Help me spread this information. You got to give yourself 4 hours minimum if you have an international flight. It only takes just to enter, once you've checked in your bag and you're now going to go through security gate, the first person who you see on the second floor or wherever your airport is, the way your structure is at the airport, from the first person you see, by the time you go through the actual scanning and surveying and everything, you go through the security checkpoint, it takes about 3.5 hours just to go through that. Because if at one point we had 6 or 8 different lines available for people to go through, and that's the maximum that I'm telling you, 6 to 8. That's not the case now. Right now, you have 2 or maximum 3. So imagine the chaos that you're going to be going through just to travel. Like I told you, I went from California to Nevada, which is a 45-minute flight. I used a small airport, Burbank Airport, and that son of a gun took me 2.5 hours. Yes, you heard me correct. It took me 2 hours and 30 minutes just to go through security checkpoint at a small airport. It's not an international, there's no international flights. This airport is one of my favorites because it's always fast, easy, stress free. But for these morons who are continuously cutting or not signing for the bill to go through and the funding to pass, it took me 2.5 hours just to go through a small local airport. So imagine if you're going to be traveling internationally, how crazy that's going to be, guys. So give yourself minimum 4 hours, okay? And do not forget, try to do as much as possible prior to getting to the airport. So if you got to do your check-in via email, if you got to give your luggages, pay everything that you can before you get to the airport, because you do not want to get caught up in this mess. And this, sadly, this is just the beginning. Right now, it's been almost a month that TSA is calling off. They're not going to work. So they're just finally trying to fill in the empty spots of these ICE agents. But don't forget, these ICE agents are not trained. They have zero knowledge. They do not know how to run the system at the airports. So now you're going to have more people who are going to replace the TSA agents. And these people who are replacing the TSA agents, they don't know what to do. They have no training. They have no experience. So if it took you an hour to go through those long lines at the security checkpoints, it's 3 hours, guys. 3 freaking hours. So you could thank your local politicians who are continuously causing this ridiculous inconvenience for the average law abiding, tax paying, American loving citizens. Thank you, government. Thank you. Thank you for causing even more stress And now you got spring break coming up. You got a lot of travelers who are getting ready to travel. Well, guess what? Welcome to America, my people. Welcome to USA, where you pay, but they don't pay. They take your taxes, but they don't get those people who are working to make your life easier are not getting a dime from it. Why? Because you got a government who is so out of their mind. They're so, I'm gonna watch my language. No foul languages. Hit the like button if you are just joining me. Please spread this video as much as we possibly can. We need to be aware of what we're going to be facing on your next trip. Your next airport visit is going to be a shit show. It's going to be a bad. It's going to be very, very bad. Then you're going to understand that how can you possibly give all this money to the government, but yet a simple twice, three times a year you're traveling, you have to deal with this crap now? You could thank your politicians in office. Because you know why? I'll tell you why. You think they care? No, they're not affected by anything. They don't have to go and wait in those disgusting airport lines. Like I'm so frustrated. Like to just understand the airport that I use to go to Las Vegas, Nevada, from California to Nevada, the tiny little airport in city of Burbank. If I'm not flying out of the country, that's the airport I always use. It took me close to 3 hours. 3 hours. I was 21 minutes from missing my flight. There were zip zero. When I got there, there were zip zero TSA employees. Zip zero. All right, maybe three. I'm being a little too dramatic. I'm just a little upset. Okay, three TSA staff member. And every time I asked what's going on, their answer back to me was, "Don't tell me what to do, or don't tell me what's going on. Call your politicians. Ask your government what's going on." He goes, "I've been working at this job for 22 years." One of the guys that I was talking to, he goes, "I've been at this location for 22 years, but this is the first time in my life that I'm going on for more than a month now with zero pay." He goes, "I haven't received a paycheck in a couple of months now." So that when you hear that, you really cannot complain to them. You really cannot express your frustration with them because they're working for free, for crying out loud, literally for free. Yeah, sure, they're gonna get a back pay, but come on, man, they got mortgages, they got bills. Their bills do not stop. Their mortgages don't stop. They keep coming in, they keep coming in, but they're not receiving a penny. You know what I mean? So when you do get to the airport, don't be frustrated with the TSA staff because those folks have it the worst. They're going through so much stress. Not only that they're not getting paid and yet still coming to work, but these folks are attacked, not physically, verbally, or like continuously cursed at. They're yelled at. They're 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 screaming at them. They're raising their voices, and those are just travelers who want to get to their destination, and their frustration that they're going through with what's happening at the airports are fully turned against the TSA staff member. So I ask you, please have some respect. Do not attack those TSA staff members. Do not go off on them. Don't dump your frustration on them because it's not their fault. Who's this complete moron? Excuse me for 1 second. Let me just block something real quick. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right, thank you. We're back. We're back. So yeah, please um, take my advice. Your next airport trip should be minimum 4 hours prior to your flight. You might take longer than that, but you are going to be extremely frustrated with everything that's taking place. So I ask you, as a friend, as a U.S. brother, and to my sisters, don't don't take as don't take your frustration on the TSA members. It's not their fault. Every single one of them that you will run into, don't forget, they're actually there working, but actually not being able to get a paycheck for almost a couple of months now. And you will be extremely frustrated. I almost missed my flight, and I was there, and it was not an international flight. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry if I didn't see your messages. Hello, whoever's saying hi to me. Uh, hello, right back to you. But do not take your frustration on the TSA members. It's not their fault. Um, I've seen things that were said to them was very, very painful to watch. And at that second, you want to bring peace within those two who are going back and forth. Hi, what is your name? Hello, my name is Mike. My name is Mike Agajanian. You're live with my on my YouTube channel, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so. We are talking about what is taking place at the airport. I'm telling you this as a brother. Listen to me. If you have a trip, do not play around, because you will find out. You'll miss your flight. I did a small trip from California to Nevada from a non-international airport. It's one of my favorite airports. If you're from California, if you're in the Los Angeles area, there's an airport in city of Burbank. Burbank Airport is one of the most nicest, fastest way to travel if it's not international. But it took me 3.5 hours, guys, 3.5 hours just to get to my destination, just to go through the checkpoint. When I got there, there were only two or three um, TSA staff member. At that time, there was no orders of ICE agents replacing the ones who are calling off, who are now going to work, because there's no way that these guys could work another month without getting paid. So the frustration was boiling. The people who were in the lines, they were so heated, they were so angry, and guess what they were doing? They were turning that anger towards the TSA and the security checkpoint. But for what reason? They're low on staff. They have no one to back them up. They had no one to help them out, and people were cussing at them. People were yelling at them. People were saying nasty things. Uh, this one person, man, I don't know. That's not a human being, man. He was saying, "I hope you don't make it home tonight. I hope you suffer on your way home, just so you could feel how much suffering you've done on me." And I'm looking at him like, "What are you talking about? What does this guy have to do with what you're going through? It's not his fault that the government has not finalized the stupid bill for them to get paid. They're not getting paid, bro. You're yelling at them, you're cussing at them, but they haven't gotten paid for 2 months, and he's still standing here and providing services to you. So why are you so heartless? What is wrong with you people, man? Wake the heck up and understand the situation. It's not his fault. He didn't decide to tell half of his colleagues don't come to work. What half? 90% of the people that were there 2 weeks ago are no longer there because they're saying, we got bills, bro. I got bills. I got mortgage I got to pay. I'm not going to come over here and play this bullshit game with the government whenever they wake up and decide that it's okay with them to fund the bills so I could get paid. So it's really hard on them. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. Welcome to Mike Agajanian's YouTube Live. Hit the like button. You will help me out a lot. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. So please help me out by just hitting the like button if you haven't done so. And let me know in the chats, do you have any travel coming up? Let me know if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be using an airport. Let me know. I have a good friend who's a TSA agent, and he has some inside information that you might want to hear this. So let me know in the chat. If you are, then I'll let you know what you need to do. If you're not, then I guess this is not meant for you. But yeah, people are really nasty, man. People are really, really, really nasty. The way they were attacking them for no reason whatsoever. when I first heard this, that the TSA was going to take over, I'm sorry, when I first heard that the ICE agents were going to be replacing the TSA agents, I honestly thought, oh, this might be a new strategy, right? This is another way that they might want to get illegal immigrants. But then I realized, wait a minute, if you're an illegal immigrant, you have no business going to an airport. Like that's the, I mean, come on, I don't, you got to be in more, you got to be an idiot, unless obviously you're still authorized to fly with your regular license. I'm not sure when that kicks in, if it already hasn't. But if you need a passport, obviously, if you're not a U.S. citizen, especially if you're an immigrant, there's no need for you to go to an airport. So I said, all right, that's definitely going to be out of this little scheme that the government is coming up with. But no, it's not a setup. But I have heard recently, as a matter of fact, today in San Francisco, an ICE agent arrested an illegal immigrant at the San Francisco airport. So obviously they're there. I don't know how they understood or how they get that information, other than breaking a couple of constitutional rights. But today at San Francisco, they did arrest an illegal immigrant at the airport. Um, but that's kind of like it blows my mind. Like, what the heck are you doing at an airport if you are an illegal immigrant? From what I understand, that the ICE agents are 100% there to cover the TSA agents who are no longer capable of going to work. Well, actually, not going to work because they're not getting paid, but working for free. So they had to find other sources of income to cover their life and their bills and their mortgages. As you can imagine, everyone has bills and mortgages that don't stop. They are continuously on time coming through. So you have to take care of that. So these folks have no choice but to find a secondary, temporary job to make up the difference, which kind of sucks for them. Excuse me. At the same time, imagine they're there working for free, and because of all this nonsense that's happening at the airport, they're getting cussed out and they're being verbally attacked by passengers who are fed up, who are so in a bad energy, like that the energy was so bad at the airport. Like, oh my, like I kind of like why are you guys attacking the TSA staff member? Like, I just didn't make any sense. If you could make any sense to me, please let me know in the chat. You know that they're not getting paid and it's not their fault. So some of these people are no longer going to work. And now you have passengers who are attacking you because they've been in the line for 3 hours. And after the second hour, when you're still looking at the same post and you haven't moved, you're like, what in the world is happening? My flight's about to leave. I made it by luck. Mine was completely by luck. I don't know what happened, how they were able to open up a few more lines, but I was waiting in the same spot for almost 2.5 hours. And by the time I was gone and finally went through the whole security checkpoint, it took me almost 3 hours. It was ridiculous. I barely made my flight. So plan ahead, guys. Plan ahead. It's not a joke. Take this seriously. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so. It really helps me out. It helps this video get more attention. If you haven't done so, please do so. Help me out. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. So a friend of mine who actually works for TSA told me, the best thing that I we need to do prior to my next airport visit is do everything that you need to do online. Check in, obviously we do that, but check in your bags, check in everything, pay for everything. Once you get to the airport, all you got to do is just give your luggage, book your luggage, check in your luggage, and you run to the security and get in line. Do not think that you have a couple hours extra, wait downstairs, go have a drink or go do whatever, which I'm always used to doing. I just hang out. But no, you cannot play around anymore. As soon as you check in your bags, you got to go up. and you gotta wait in that line because that line is a nightmare. It's really, really long and it's really slow. Cheers. Hope you guys like my information. Hope I could help you out with this information that I'm providing. And all you got to do is just hit the like button and share and subscribe and help me out by just supporting my videos. Thank you guys. It doesn't cost you anything. So plan ahead for your next airport trip. It's really, really bad. It's not a joke. I thought they were making it sound as dramatic as possible, but no, guys, it's actual reality. Almost 3 hours for a small private airport, very small airport. That's how long it took me. Imagine if you're going to go international. That's going to be a shit show. I think the worst thing that I would have to say that really affected me was the amount of attacks that those TSA agents were going through. Very, very, very unfortunate. It's getting a little late now. I hope I was able to get some new information for you. Hopefully I was able to inform you on what to do for your next airport trip. Plan ahead. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. If you're just joining me, plan ahead. That's all I could say. And be prepared for a lot of verbal arguments from the passengers against the TSA staff because passengers are just going off on them. With all that said, I want to thank each and every one of you who has joined me for my live today. I know I haven't posted a lot of my regular videos. It's been a really struggle to find new locations for my videos, but please do not even think twice that I'm going to just pull the plug on it. I'm going to continue go and push harder and find new locations, and you're going to see more videos, more religious Christian related blessing videos coming soon. This was Micah Gajanian saying good night, love you,